Hey, I'm Tonya.
And I'm Nicole.
This is the Nicole and Tonya Show.
They're back from Narnia, Nicole and Tonya. It's the Nicole and Tonya Show.
So in this episode, we decided to talk about awesome characters. And how do we define awesome characters, you ask? Well, maybe they have a really cool origin story. Or maybe their origin story is really confusing, like Charlie's going to talk about in Comic Book Crash Course. Or maybe it's a character that someone might write a rap about.
Someone like Nicole, right? See what I did there, Nicole, right? That's her last name.
Our friend Charlie is here to do another edition of Comic Book Crash Course.
Comic Book Crash Course!
Jean Grey, the second coming of Mutant Jesus. She's one of the most powerful mutants ever to grace comic book history, and she's also got a whole recurring cycle of life and death. What makes her so interesting? This is the Nicole and Tonya Show. I'm Charlie, and you're watching Comic Book Crash Course. Jean Grey first appeared in X-Men #1, created by Jack Kirby and noted underwear enthusiast Stan Lee.
I wear 'em front. I wear 'em back.
She also classifies as an Omega-level mutant, which for all you fake geeks out there means she has more influence on the world than Pokemon Go. She's got the power to read minds and move things with invisible Mogwai. Don't believe me? Google the ultimate version of this character. She's got gremlin fever. One of the most long-standing members of the X-Men, she's actually played a variety of roles in the group, aging all the way through the series from Sansa Stark to Famke Janssen. Signing up for the X3 film is not the only thing that makes this character heroic. Her most memorable moments rarely actually ever stem from her life. Frequently possessed by the Michael Bay virus, she's frequently filled by the urge to blow everything up, including herself. She's often mistaken as a legendary cosmic force known as the Phoenix. But how did she get the Phoenix Force powers? During an easy-peasy lemon-squeezy trip to outer space, she OD'd on a bunch of solar radiation, which, instead of giving her the ability to glow in real life, gave her the ability to glow in the afterlife. #burn. Like so many Yo Mama jokes, she came back better than ever, except this time stopping off at a booster juice for a quick protein shake. Just kidding, y'all. A cosmic entity saw what she did, cloned her body, committed identity fraud, buried her at the bottom of the Jamaican Bay, and then proceeded to be part of the X-Men for a while. Yep, this is comic books. Later, Jean Grey gets hooked on phonics. But instead of phonics, I mean destroying planets and wiping out systems kind of like the Death Star. Then, regular Jean, whose consciousness had been hiding inside Phoenix Jean, decided to also act like the Death Star and blow herself up. After Phoenix Jean's demise, the first time, it was discovered that real Jean's body was sitting somewhere in the ocean. They fished her out, like in Animal Crossing. After a small kerfuffle with her husband and a clone, which resulted in some time-traveling, quasi-genetically identical children, Jean Grey would later return to a role with the X-Men, only to have way too much cholesterol in her system and suffer a heart attack.
Charlie, don't you mean she died of a stroke? And not a heart attack.
That's how she died. Though this version of Jean Grey has yet to return to mainstream continuity, her influence, as well as the Phoenix Force, is still prevalent today. She's the gold standard of comparison when it comes to mutant accomplishments and power level. And she's also defeated, universe-threatening villains like Galactus and Thanos and Apocalypse. There we go. At her core, the cycle of rebirth and redemption are what make Jean Grey such an interesting character. Unlike many X-Men characters, she's actually aged with the franchise, leading to more mature stories that deal with the price of immortality when weighed against the mortality of everyone you care about. It isn't her power level that makes her character both beautiful and terrifying, it's what she does with her power that keeps her fans flocking back. Deep inside, she's a terrified teenager trapped in a body she doesn't fully understand that frequently runs afoul of the grand plans of her friends and family. It's a very human story that has no right to be anywhere near appealing as it is, yet here we are, waiting for the inevitable return of one of Marvel's most proud leading ladies. So to you, Jean Grey, to you I say, we didn't start the fire, you did. Or the giant cosmic entity living inside you. You know what? Let's just go with, come on baby, light my fire. But not too hot, because I have things I need to do today.
Stop! Nicole time! No.
In keeping with the theme of awesome characters and origin stories, I created an original rap about Captain Planet and the Planeteers. You're welcome. let's get started. The spirit of the earth, whose name is Gaia, woke to drilling from hoggish greeley, destroyed the earth above her home. She's like, nah, bitch, you got to go. So she sent 5 rings into the sky, each with magic and powers combined. Earth, fire, wind, water, and heart, just a bucket load of stored. Spread around the earth are the chosen 5, receive the rings to do their part. Wheeler, Mati, Kwame, and G, and Link of my fave, Little Blondie. These are the 5 called the Planeteers, voices on fleek with LeVar and Whoopi G. Using their rings to defend the earth, the captain comes in a spandex suit. Oh no, sorry, those aren't his clothes. His hashtag fashion is made from nature and don't represent a specific culture. Captain Planet, you're our hero. Take that pollution down to 0. And please, please help us put asunder those bad guys who loot and plunder. Just like Phil Collins would say, looting and polluting is not the way. Cause he wrote the theme song back in the day. Captain Planet is here to save us, shifting up his molecular structure, body random bits of nature. Once the captain's job is done, restores the power to the rings. And just take a breath before you sing. The spirit lives on if we do our part. Cleaning and recycling is the way. The power is yours, as the captain would say.
That's it for this week's Nicole and Tonya show. Next episode, Orson forbids Mork to marry Mindy because marriage is outlawed on Ork. Now, Shazbot, what show am I thinking of?
Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, @Nicole Tonya Show, SHO, on Facebook, The Nicole and Tonya Show, on YouTube, The Nicole and Tonya Show, where you're watching right now. Make sure you subscribe. It helps. Have a good week. Bye.